Okay, we're starting the next leg. We're leaving Lickdale, PA, and we're headed toward the 501 shelter. It's about 11.4 miles away. We're crossing this wonderful bridge here, and we're gonna stop for water and probably lunch at the, I think it's the Eagle's Nest shelter? No. Anyways, a shelter.
Some shelter.
Some shelter in 7 miles. And the first thing we have to do is a pretty good size up, but then it's level the rest of the time. And if the forecast looks bad, we're probably going to sleep in the shelter if we can. All right, check you later. Hi, we're at a lookout on the way to the William Penn shelter where we're going to get water. It's been fairly level, but it's starting to get very rocky, and the rocks are slippery, so we have to be very careful. But things are going okay.
He's got stuff on his head.
Oh. Oh, look at you.
What is it on his head?
You got foil on your head. Oh. I'm so sorry, little mouse. This is the worst day of your life, isn't it?
I think that mouse.
Well, yeah, you probably get to
well
eat. You
here,
probably get
man.
to eat.
All
You have
those
to eat
pizza
all the
boxes.
snacks. Yeah. Get out of there. Go, little buddy, go, go. Goodbye, small friend.
Good morning, YouTube followers. This is Hoagie with Sniffles at the camera, and we are leaving. We left the 501 shelter just about an hour, about 45 minutes ago, and we're headed to Eagle's Nest shelter, which is from here about 14 miles, so a total of about 15 today. And uh-oh, the rain might be starting again. It's going to be a cloudy, rainy day, and it's mostly level, not too bad with elevation drops and gains, but it's extremely rocky and the rocks are slippery. So we're going to have to take it slow. And we had a fun night last night. The caretaker came in and did this long spiel that he had obviously practiced and done 100,000 times, and it was kind of fun. We had a full hostel, a full shelter, and we had good food, and it was kind of cool. So we'll check you later. Hi. Sorry we didn't do an update real quick after getting to the shelter. We walked 15.1 yesterday, and it rained pretty much the entire day. And we got completely soaked. It was a soggy slog, let me tell you. Our feet were just completely drenched. And we finally made it to the Eagle's Nest shelter and saw some friends. Andreas, Sally Forth, Saruman, and a guy named Furnace was there. And we got dry, sort of, and had a nice night's sleep because we had a place in the shelter. So right now, it's been about an hour hiking, and we are on our way to the Windsor Furnace shelter, which is from Eagle's Nest. It's 14.7. So we have about, I'd say 8 to 9 more hours of hiking, and hopefully we'll make it, and we'll check you later. Okay, now, you gotta go. Okay, we made it down the mountain, a big down for the day. A little scary in the wet rocks, but we did it, and we're in Port Clinton. We just had lunch, basically on a corner here, and some nice lady gave me some water. So now we're headed up. Anytime you go down and you get to a road or a town, you gotta go up. So we're headed up about 1,000 feet or so, and we have about another 3, 4, at least 4 more hours probably till we get to the Windsor Furnace shelter later on.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear me over the wind, but we are at Pulpit Bowl.
Hello YouTube people. Sorry we haven't done an update in about a day and a half. It's been pretty intense on the trail. We spent a night, as I mentioned, at Windsor Furnace Shelter, and it was a lot of hiking in the rain. And the day before the Windsor Furnace, we had spent the night at Eagle's Nest, and it was an insane day. And Windsor Furnace was nice. We were there with Furnace and Saruman again, and got some trail magic of some Twizzlers from a nice lady. And then, because everything we had was wet, we decided, instead of staying at the Eckville shelter, we decided to go into Hamburg and go to a microtel, because we just had to dry stuff out. They had a guest laundry. We ate at a Red Robin, had burgers and fries and a beer and stuff. So we got everything dry, of course, and spent the night at a microtel. We got a shuttle with Saruman, and then went out today on the trail and got the wife of the guy who gave us the shuttle, gave us a shuttle back from the microtel back to the trail. And of course, it was raining. And today was the worst day of all. We hiked 11.5 miles, and it was in rain the entire time, and it was a cold rain. And so we were soaked within 20 minutes of starting, and it was pretty miserable. For me anyways. Nat did a pretty good job, but I was kind of miserable because I was cold, and I was just shivering and just soaked to the bone. But we did it, and we passed by somebody beginning to set up some trail magic. Some guy came up into the mountains and was going to cook burgers for people, but we were only about 1.5 miles or so from the road, and so we just decided to keep trucking, and they wouldn't have had anything Nat could eat anyway. So we're now in Andreas, Pennsylvania, at the Blue Mountain Summit B&B and restaurant, and we just had a nice lunch, chatted with a guy who was originally from South Jersey, from Millville. We talked a little bit about Holy Spirit and Millville and stuff, family members. And now we're just going to chillax for a little while, and then we're going to go back and eat some more for dinner. And this is like a quaint B&B up in the mountains, and it's real nice. And they don't have a guest laundry, but we're dealing with it by just letting stuff dry out. And the weather's supposed to improve, so it looks like we're going to just keep going. And tomorrow we have, I think, about a 13.7, and we get to walk on a knife's edge. So we're at the Blue Mountain Summit now, and that's the end of this little 5-day section. So we'll check you later.